All right, I'm seeing our participant numbers go up. That's exciting. I am going to get us started. So welcome everyone to the Colleges That Change Lives virtual college fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Chelsea and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/CTCL. And before we turn it over, we're going to show a brief video.
Hi, I'm Ann Morano, Executive Director of the Colleges That Change Lives. Congratulations on starting or continuing your college search, and thanks for saying yes to spending some time with us during the virtual college fair. I'm so excited for you. Take a deep breath. You got this. One thing you need to know about all of the colleges that change lives is that we are fiercely committed and dedicated to the individual student, that's you, and a student-centered search. You really matter to us. So think about what you value and what you're looking for in your college experience. What will make you happy on campus? What sorts of experiences are you looking forward to having in and outside of the classroom? What sorts of clubs and organizations do you want to get involved with? Do you want to start? What sorts of folks do you want to be surrounded by? People who have similar backgrounds, similar viewpoints and opinions, or people who come from different backgrounds who have different opinions and viewpoints. What kinds of conversations do you want to get involved in on campus? Again, in and out of the classroom. Which ones do you want to start? Which ones do you want to spill out into the hallways after class is ended? What sort of physical environment are you looking forward to? Do you want to be in an urban metropolitan area or further away in what I call a more rural, nature, green stuff kind of space? How close do you want to be to home, or what you call home? Do you want to try something completely different in a location that's brand new to you, or do you want to stay a little closer to what's familiar? If it matters to you, it matters to us. You'll have an opportunity to ask questions in the chat during each session. So make sure you show up as yourself, be yourself, and get those questions answered. The Colleges That Change Lives are 44 distinctly different liberal arts institutions located across the United States. Although they are all different in terms of their academic offerings, their personalities, their vibe on campus, sometimes even their single gender focus or faith affiliation, they all share a commitment to you and to the liberal arts, because we believe that no matter what you want to study or what you think you want to do once you have graduated from college, the liberal arts provides you with lifelong learning. It will make you a more effective communicator, resourceful problem solver, and global citizen. And we think that's super important, especially for today. If there are questions that you have that don't get answered, or we can provide additional support or be a resource for you after the fair, throughout your college search and application process, don't hesitate to reach out to any one of the member colleges or myself. And if there are schools that you'd like to learn more about, or schools that are not represented at the virtual fair, be sure to check them out at our website, ctcl.org. Good luck, and thanks again for being here.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to pass it over to our first presenter at Ohio Wesleyan University.
Great, thanks, Chelsea. And I'll go ahead and get started. Thanks so much for joining us this evening to learn a little bit more about our colleges and universities. My name is Lori Patton. I'm the Director of Admission here at Ohio Wesleyan University. I'm also a proud graduate, class of 1995, as well as the parents of 2 students who have attended Ohio Wesleyan. I know we only have a short time to present to you, and I often say that if you only remember one thing about Ohio Wesleyan, I want you to remember about our signature program that we call the OWU Connection. The OWU Connection is how we encourage our students to think big through interdisciplinary work, undergraduate research, and independent study projects, to go global through off-campus study experiences like traditional study abroad semesters, through our unique travel learning courses, or even through our Theory to Practice grant program, which provides full funding for faculty, staff, and students to do some kind of individualized project that's of interest to them that usually involves travel. And also to get real through internships, externships, and experiences that help students apply what they've learned in the classroom and practice it in real world settings. And while the OWU Connection is not yet required, more than 90% of OWU graduates will have done at least one thing within the OWU Connection. Many of them do more than one. And we believe that students who participate in the connection, like Ava, pictured here, set themselves up nicely for life after OWU, whether that be graduate school or the workforce. Many times we can reflect back directly what students are doing now with what they did in the OWU Connection. Some basic facts and figures about Ohio Wesleyan. We have just over 1,400 students on campus. Just over half are from Ohio. 7 to 10% of our students in a given year are international students. Because we're a small school, we have small classes. The average class size is about 15 students. More than 95% of our students live in on-campus housing all 4 years. Our average GPA is about a 3.6. Roughly 40% of students are varsity athletes, and about 35% of students participate in Greek life in fraternities or sororities. We feel that Ohio Wesleyan is rather unique in that we offer more than 70 majors, which, as you'll see on the slide, is almost double what schools our size and type typically offer. Students often cite that one of the reasons they chose OWU was because of that choice. In fact, about 29% of our students actually double major, some even triple major. We have faculty who are fully supportive of students doing double and triple majors. They're not territorial in that sense. Our top 5 most popular majors, as in just in sheer numbers, are pictured here: zoology, business, psychology, health and human kinetics, or what we call HHK, and politics and government. We feel we are uniquely positioned in a small town just outside of a big city. Columbus is just about 25 minutes south of campus. It is the state capital and also the 14th largest city in the United States. And OWU is smack dab in the middle of and the heart of downtown Delaware. In fact, our campus straddles Main Street, which gives our students access to restaurants, shopping, and entertainment all within walking distance. In fact, pictured on the left is that Main Street through town, and you can see you can walk to Jimmy John's to get your favorite sub. Given that Columbus is just a stone's throw away, this offers our students additional entertainment outlets, social outlets, sports, shopping, cultural experiences, the chance to serve, internships, the Columbus Zoo, and so much more. Students are allowed to have a car on campus all 4 years, and the university also provides shuttle transportation to and from Columbus on a fairly regular basis. About 2 years ago, the Board of Trustees approved a multi-million-dollar, multi-year, multi-phase residential renewal project. We are so excited that we just completed phase 1, which included 2 separate construction projects. The first is in the top left and center. We did a complete renovation of an existing residence hall, Smith Hall, which is today all new, shiny, fancy, and home to all first-year students. Our first-year students refer to Smith as an all-inclusive resort. It includes, obviously, bedrooms, community bathrooms, state-of-the-art laundry facilities, a 24/7 dining hall, a gaming room, a workout room, a late night desk, a performance space with a large screen TV, lots of fun amenities for our first year students. And on the tail end of your Ohio Wesleyan experience, you can have a chance to live in our second construction project, Bradford Milligan Hall, pictured in the bottom. This is our first ever apartment building on campus. It now houses 120 some senior students. And again, these buildings really bookend your experience at Ohio Wesleyan. The top right is a picture of our Branch Rickey Arena renovation. This is home to our basketball, volleyball, and wrestling teams that got a facelift last December, new bleachers, new flooring, new locker room spaces, and lobby, as well as air conditioning, which I know the athletes and spectators appreciate. Ohio Wesleyan is very generous when it comes to providing financial support to students. In fact, 99% of our students receive need-based and or merit aid. Our all-in price on paper is just over $62,000 per year, but our average aid package this past year was over $43,000, leaving the balance on average to around $18,000 or so. We can achieve this discount through a really generous scholarship program that allows us to have scholarships start on the low end at $20,000 all the way up to full tuition. We have scholarships including talent-based awards in art, theater, music, and dance. We have a community service and leadership scholarship, scholarships for certain academic majors, as well as scholarships for students who work with community-based organizations and other access programs. Lastly, I'd like just to share that we are open for in-person on-campus visitors. We have been since June of 2020. We offer campus tours and information sessions, as well as class visits, faculty visits, coach appointments, Monday through Friday, and on most Saturdays. We also have a whole complement of in-person on-campus group events, both in the fall and the spring. We haven't forgotten about virtual opportunities as well. We know that will need to continue. We offer something called Bishop Plus. It's a topic-based information session series. In October, the topic is financial aid. November, we have an academic open house. December, a session specifically geared towards parents. We also offer a general virtual information session once a week and continue to offer a live virtual tour, which allows you to tour campus from the comfort of your own couch, live with a real live tour guide, seeing the campus just as if you would if you were in person. Lastly, I'll mention my contact information is on the slide here. I do encourage any of you to reach out to me or others in our office if you have additional questions. We hope to see you at an upcoming on-campus and or virtual event. I hope that you enjoy hearing from the rest of my colleagues and their presentations. And if you do have additional questions about Ohio Wesleyan, feel free to pop them in the Q&A box. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. I'd like to call up Kalamazoo College next.
Great. Thank you, Chelsea. Well, everyone, welcome. I'm really excited to talk to you today about Kalamazoo College. My name is Richie Haynes. I'm an admission counselor here at Kalamazoo College, and I'm accompanied by my colleague in admission, Rod Malcolm, who you'll hear from in a second here. So we'll dive right into it. Kalamazoo College is a small private liberal arts college located in Kalamazoo, Michigan. We were founded in 1833, making us one of the 100 oldest colleges and universities in the country. So there's actually a point in time where you could get a degree from K before the state of Michigan was even a thing, which I think is pretty awesome. We have 1,500 students altogether, which means we have representation from 38 states and 33 countries as well. Our student faculty ratio is pictured here, 13:1, which means our average class size is 15 to 17 students. And I think that applies more so to your first couple of years at K. In your junior and senior year, you may even be enrolled in a class of just one, which means you meeting one-on-one with your professor to discuss your senior integrated project, which we'll talk about in the slides to come. 34% of our students are US students of color, and we are a Division III athletic institution, meaning we have 19 varsity teams altogether.
Hello, everyone. We are tag teaming with you guys today. My name is Rod Malcolm, and I am the Senior Associate Director of Admissions here at Kalamazoo College. And in addition to what my colleague Richie's just said, I'd just like to add a few things about where we're located in Southwest Michigan. We're roughly about 2 hours east of the city of Chicago and 2 hours west of the city of Detroit. Kalamazoo is roughly about 15 minutes from a major airport, Kalamazoo International Airport. So it's really easy access if you're flying in. If you're not, we're definitely easy access with Amtrak or I-94. Kalamazoo is a college town that has roughly about 265,000 residents. So is a vibrant college town. We have about 30,000 undergraduate students because there are 2 other higher education institutions located in Kalamazoo. We have Western Michigan University, which is a large research university, and Kalamazoo Valley Community, that is a 2-year institution. So there's a lot of things on hand for our undergraduate students to do. Along with a lot of things to do on and off campuses, there are huge amounts of opportunities for our students. Opportunities in the form of research, in the form of internships, and something we call externships here at Kalamazoo, because we have major companies like Fortune 500 companies like Pfizer and Stryker that are home headquartered here in Kalamazoo. So this is a very, very good location for a small private liberal arts institution, and one that our students enjoy very much.
Thank you, Rod. So what does the curriculum look like at K? What's happening on our campus? Well, we love our academic curriculum so much that we gave it a name, the K plan. So this is what your 4 years at K would look like. We like to emphasize the first point of the K plan is that we have an open curriculum, meaning there are very few general education requirements. So you have a lot of freedom to explore different majors and minors that we offer and ultimately choose your own in your sophomore year. We also emphasize study abroad as the second point of the K plan. You may see both Rod and I have maps in the background. That is no coincidence. We really value study abroad at K. About 70% of our students do study abroad during their time at K in 6 out of 7 continents. So we do have global representation. The third point of the K plan is experiential education, which means we want to ensure that you're supplementing your education outside of the classroom with experiences such as being able to join a club or organization, an athletic team, either intramural or varsity, maybe joining theater or art, being a part of opportunities in Kalamazoo, such as the internships that Rod was mentioning, as well as the Kalamazoo Institute of Arts. And then lastly, the fourth point of the K plan is independent research, which I think is best exemplified by the senior integrated project, where you will be working one-on-one with a professor in your senior year to produce your own knowledge and ask challenging questions. This is a graduation requirement, so every student, regardless of what major you're in, will be doing a SIP in their senior year.
And just diving a little bit deeper into the curriculum and the K plan that Richie's mentioning, that every student does get to design their own major. And these are the requirements that Kalamazoo College asks of our students. All students will declare a major. All students will have proficiency in a world language, as well as a health and wellness requirement. There are two courses that are shared passages, seminar classes that are held in your first and in your third year. And of course, the senior project or the senior integrated project that was mentioned earlier, that is a requirement before graduation, a credit-bearing opportunity for students to actually prove that they've been listening for 3 years, that they can do something tangible before leaving. It is an actual thesis that students complete in their senior year. Okay.
So what does financial aid look like here at Kalamazoo College? Well, you'll see listed on this screen are merit-based aid, which this last year was between 21 and 35,000. Merit-based aid is based on your academic profile. So what we mainly look at there is your GPA as well as the curriculum that you're taking. And that is one of two ways to finance your education here at Kalamazoo College. The other is need-based aid, which for US citizens is based off of the free application for federal student aid, otherwise known as the FAFSA. And then for non-US citizens, it is based off of a separate Kalamazoo College financial aid application. And you'll see the average need-based package located in the bottom right-hand quarter. It's about $44,000, and 98% of our students are receiving some form of scholarship or financial aid, which means in any given year at K, there are very few, if any, students who are paying the sticker price to attend, which I think is a very important thing to note when you're looking at colleges.
So what's your next step? With Kalamazoo College, we definitely encourage our students to visit our campus. And we are currently holding in-person tours, in-person meetings with our admissions counselors. So definitely take advantage of that and come on campus, see what we have to offer, and talk to someone in person. If you cannot visit, we are also offering virtual tours and virtual meetings with our counselors. We have group programs that are scheduled throughout the cycle that students can also take advantage of. And definitely follow us on social media. And we look forward to your questions in a few minutes after all of our colleagues have presented. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Next up is the College of Worcester.
Hi, everyone. My name is Stephanie Stuck with the College of Worcester. I am the Director of Enrollment Systems. I use she, her pronouns. It's great to see all of you, even though I can't actually see you, but thank you so much for joining. I hope that we have a chance to follow up after this session. So just a few kind of quick facts about Worcester before we really kind of get into some of the details. This is just a snapshot of kind of what to expect if you were to step foot on our campus and kind of see what our student body is made up of and what our campus may kind of feel like. So we have just about 2,000 students. Around a third of them come from Ohio. The rest of our students are coming from across the country and across the globe. So we really value our diversity and our global campus that we have at Worcester. The campus is 240 acres, so it is a sizable campus. The kind of academic and residential portion of that is about 100 acres, and so it's very walkable. You can make it from one end to the other in just about 10 minutes, so lots of opportunity to pass others who you may know or who you may have the chance to meet while you are out and about walking across campus. We'll talk a little bit more about our academics, but as you can see, we have a 10-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and all of our classes are taught by faculty members. And so these are kind of our 3 takeaways that we hope you leave this session kind of having a grasp of, or maybe you've already explored Worcester or taken a visit to campus, and we hope that these messages ring true. And so we do identify ourselves as America's premier college for mentored undergraduate research. I will talk a little bit more about what that means, but we are very proud of the opportunity that our students have to do a one-on-one research project alongside a faculty member, along with research opportunities leading up to their senior year as well. We are a global campus and thriving community, so lots of opportunities to get involved and to get to know others who are coming to Worcester from all across the world. Many traditions on our campus as well. And so if you have met a Worcester alum or current Worcester student, you may have heard of some of those involving Tootsie Rolls or piles of snow filling this arch in the picture that you see here. And we also are really excited about the local opportunities that are in the city of Worcester. And so we do feel that the city has a vibrant economy, lots of opportunities to connect with community members, as well as get involved with service learning and a variety of internships. And so I'll kind of start diving into these by talking about the city of Worcester first. And so we have about 30,000 residents within the city of Worcester. We're about an hour south of Cleveland, so a nice drive if you are interested in going up that way to attend a sports event or get involved in the music or the arts. Lots of ways to continue any outdoor recreation if that is important to you. Plenty of parks and hiking trails, as well as some cool biking opportunities as well, canoeing, things like that. It's a very healthy and diverse economy. Lots of local businesses, family-owned restaurants and shops in town, which is just about a mile from campus. And so the city of Worcester is the county seat and hub for businesses. And so students can get involved if they are interested, especially in entrepreneurship, local politics, government, things like that. So definitely ways to get connected in the community. In fact, we also have 2 hospitals located just blocks from the city of, or from the campus. And so we do have a branch of the Cleveland Clinic, as well as our own Worcester Community Hospital. So if you are interested in kind of pre-health opportunities, lots of ways that we can get you shadowing and serving as a volunteer health coach as part of a program that we offer. And so kind of zooming in back on the campus, we have lots of green space, as you can maybe tell from this map here. In fact, there are more trees on campus than students. And so that is something that is, really important to us, is that students have that that nature surrounding them in that way to kind of be inspired as they are out and about. It's very walkable and yet sizable for the number of students we have. And so often when families return from their tour, they'll ask again, how many students did you say you have here? And we have to remind them that it's about 2,000. And so as you can see here, chance to see the seasons change and kind of take advantage of all of the opportunities that come along with that. And so it is a very spirited atmosphere here at the College of Worcester. And so we do have over 130 student organizations to get involved with. You can see here that students are involved in a variety of ways. And there are students who are doing all of these things that are listed here and balancing their time well to be able to participate that way. Over 40% of our students do come from a diverse background at Worcester. And so we recognize that kind of an excellent education requires bringing together multiple perspectives and ideas and experiences, not only inside the classroom, but also in your daily life when you leave the classroom and get involved in your activities. And so our global campus is coming from small towns and big cities with dozens of faiths represented, dozens of cultures and perspectives. And so we realize the importance of, kind of learning from others and being able to have those real and transformative conversations with one another, and also to have fun together and to learn things about what is important to your friends and their identities as well. And so our average class size is just about 18 students. I had mentioned the student faculty ratio previously, so you will have the opportunity for those small classes and that chance to get to know your faculty member. All of our students work one-on-one with a professor to develop their senior independent study. And so this is essentially a class of one in the fall and spring semester of your senior year. You will still have 3 other classes in each semester, but your independent study is one of those where you are meeting with your faculty advisor to develop your research question, look into the literature and peer-reviewed journals and see what others are saying in the field, and then actually start to dive in and collect your own data. So whether that is analytical or experimental, maybe it's on the creative side, there's a way to combine all of these methods of research and to really hone in on a research question that is important to the major that you are looking to graduate with. And so the independent study really helps to develop many skills that graduate schools and employers are looking for in their students that are applying for those post-graduation. And so if you meet a Worcester student and you hear them talk about their independent study, we certainly hope and feel that they are showcasing this skill set as well. In fact, others have recognized our tradition and our work within undergraduate research and the senior capstone experience. And so we have been recognized by US News since 2002 as one of 2 colleges who have made the top of each of these lists each year. And those colleges are Worcester and another school you may have heard of called Princeton. And so great opportunity to really connect with your faculty advisors and complete that independent study to move forward into your future. So happy to connect further about application deadlines and scholarships and financial aid, as well as visit opportunities on campus. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, I'm going to pass it off to Whitman College.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And thanks everyone for being here today. My name is Louise Carneas. I'm an Associate Director of Admission at Whitman College in Walla, Washington. The town's so nice, they named it twice. We don't have much time today, so I'll just be tearing through these slides. But if you have any questions, my colleague Mickey is also a panelist. Please type them into the Q&A as they come up. And to get started, I'll talk a little bit about Whitman and Walla Walla's location, and then zoom into talking about campus through the lens of 3 different unique programs, which I think really channel our values as an institution. But even if you don't apply to and end up coming to Whitman College, I like to make a plug here for Walla, Washington. We're located in the southeast corner of Washington State in a town of about 34,000 people. It's a small town, but I hesitate to describe it as a college town because there are a lot of other businesses and kind of sources of professional development which bring people to the area. You're about a 10-minute walk from our beautiful downtown area and the arts and cultural amenities there, but there's also a lot of incredible internship, networking and mentorship connections that you can have in Walla Walla. It is the county seat, so kind of a hub for businesses, the major hospital for the county, major bank for Eastern Washington, and many cool site-specific nonprofits. I'll talk about those a little bit later through the lens of our campus experiential learning doing, but I think it's important to share that Walla Walla is a location that we think is like so important to the work that we do on Whitman's campus. It's about a 4-hour drive from Seattle, Portland, and Boise, so nice and secluded, but the Walla Walla airport is a nice 40-minute flight from Seattle. And if you don't want the Great American Road Trip to be a part of you getting to Whitman's campus, it definitely does not need to be quite easy to connect to by flight as well. Here are some pictures of downtown. As I mentioned, Walla Walla is known for its kind of restaurant scene. Almost everything grows in Eastern Washington. There's a lot of excellent local restaurants, a robust enough tourist industry with concerts, street fairs, festivals, all walking distance from Whitman. It's also in a really beautiful, like, natural area of Washington State, in the foothills of the Blue Mountains at the eastern reach of the Columbia River Gorge. I took both of these pictures and am not much of a photographer. Really, the Blue Mountains were doing most of the work. It's an incredible area of the country with a different ecosystem, different weather patterns than the Pacific Northwest is typically known for. It's not just going to be gray all year round with a lot of rain. Whitman actually is on the other side of the Cascade Mountains from Portland and Seattle, so we enjoy about 260 days of sunshine each year. Once again, big plug for Walla Walla and the area. Whitman's an excellent campus, an excellent place to be, and I'll delve into it in a second, but this is a really incredible, beautiful area of the country as well. The programs that I want to talk about at Whitman showcase these 3 values, which are not unique to us as a campus. I would say that most CTCL campuses kind of share a focus on interdisciplinary learning, hands-on or interdisciplinary curricula, hands-on learning, and engaged communities. But at Whitman, this is kind of the way that we channel those communities. We channel these different values. You can see some information about the campus down at like the bottom of the screen here in each slide, but we're 1,500 students total, all undergraduate, 50 majors to choose from. And one of the most popular programs and most unique programs we have on campus, which showcases our interdisciplinary curriculum well, is environmental studies. I touched a lot on our location because that informs our curriculum quite a bit, and the emphasis on sustainability in the Pacific Northwest is absolutely carried out through our campus academic programs as well. Environmental studies is a program, a major that you would actually pair with one of now 10 other areas all across campus. They are listed here. What you'd have is a unique kind of hybrid interdisciplinary degree where you'd be taking classes all across campus in environmental studies, a course like Whitman and the Global Food System, literature of natural disaster, which really doesn't fit cleanly in one academic department, and pairing that with a core of classes in kind of the secondary department of your choosing. All environmental studies students will write a unique research-based thesis speaking to kind of a topic of your choosing. So research and hands-on work is a part of every environmental studies degree. Here are a couple of other examples of really interdisciplinary courses that we offer on Whitman's campus. Many classes do not fit cleanly into one department, as I mentioned before, and students have 2 years to declare their major, but really all 4 years to explore electives. These make up about a third of your Whitman degree. There are also interdisciplinary requirements, which mean that Whitman students have to take classes to check off certain areas and basically make the most of their time on campus. Classes are also hosted in really beautiful facilities, the STEM Hub in our brand new science building, and some off-campus research sites like the observatory overlooking the Columbia River Gorge. Off-campus studies is a part of about half of Whitman's students' experiences here. Typically, you go your junior year after declaring your major, and the interest housing community on campus has globally themed houses where students can work on language immersion and cultural programming in their time living on Whitman's campus. Next up, I want to talk about our hands-on learning opportunities, specifically the Whitman Internship Grant. This is designed to compensate students for unpaid internships they receive over the summers, anywhere but Whitman's campus. Anything you do on Whitman's campus, research, internships, campus work, as well as in the Walla Walla community will be paid. This is designed for other opportunities. Many opportunities for undergrads are unpaid, unfortunately, and Whitman wants to fix that, make opportunities accessible for all students. So 94% of students who apply for this funding actually receive it. You should definitely check out our website for more information about internships that students have been able to carry out. You can also definitely do internships and work on campus in the community throughout the school year, present your research at something like the Whitman Undergraduate Conference, have a fellowship with local public schools or for a local nonprofit like the SOS Clinic, which is a no questions asked urgent care center for migrant workers and the underinsured. The Whitman Consulting Corps pairs students with local businesses for strategic planning work. There are great pre-health, pre-law, and pre-business advising positions on campus as well. Full-time faculty advisors who are just helping with students who plan on going on to graduate programs in those areas. And finally, you will meet with a career advisor starting your first year to talk about how to apply what you're enjoying in the classroom to kind of your broader career goals. A lot of help and guidance in that avenue. Finally, I want to talk about how engaged our community is, how engaged students are with one another. The Power and Privilege Symposium is a program where Whitman students come together to host a series of workshops, panels, and presentations dealing with issues of diversity, equity, and inclusion as they play out in the world at large, but also on Whitman's campus. Angela Davis was our keynote speaker for the 2019 Power and Privilege Symposium. However, I cannot emphasize enough that this is really led by Whitman students, and they are like the draw for these events. Students sharing their experiences, students coming together to support one another. There are many Whitman student clubs and community events that are more based around interests and passions than they are around activism, though that is a big core of what Whitman students do. Our excellent rock climbing facilities, open kayak in the pool, and some fun campus traditions, which take advantage of our beautiful location, enjoying some burritos in the wheat fields, picnics, watching some beautiful Walla Walla sunsets. That's really popular as well. And finally here, some quick information about our application process, deadlines. All of this is online. One thing I want to share that we actually have in common with College of Worcester is our early financial aid guarantee. You should check out this QR code and head to our website to see, basically you can apply for financial aid before you apply to Whitman. This would be your guaranteed package if you received admission, and it is, again, quite unique for a college to offer a tool this transparent. It's in the spirit of access, inclusion, and transparency on the college side. You can see your full financial aid package or just your merit scholarship. We do offer both, as well as some talent-based awards, and none of our deadlines are rolling. So just keep the deadlines in mind, apply by them, and you'll be considered in the same light for admission and financial aid. And that brings me to the end of my piece on Whitman. If you have any questions, please insert them in the chat. I believe now we're opening this up to the full group and some questions facilitated by Chelsea.
Thank you so much. So we have about 3 minutes, and I'd like to hear from everyone again if we can do so. So I'm going to put up the question number 1, and let's do some quick round robin here. All righty. We're going to go in the same order. So we're going to start with Ohio Wesleyan.
Great, thanks, Chelsea. So what advice would we give as you're going through the college search process? Mine is to utilize us as you go through this process. We all do this work because we have a general interest in helping students, even if that means you ultimately decide not to attend our institutions. We are interested in giving you as much information as we can so that you all can make the best decision for yourselves about your best fit. So don't hesitate to form relationships with us. Ask us any questions that you might have at any point throughout this process. We are a resource for you, and hope that you'll take advantage of that.
Thank you so much. Kalamazoo.
Great.
I would mirror that to use all your resources and be flexible when you're using or talking to admissions persons and all of these great universities and colleges. We are here for you. That's our job, is to give you information and make your experience as best as we can.
My piece of advice would be visit colleges that you're interested in, and while on your visit, spend time on campus without your parents, alone, just getting a feel for it by yourself.
Absolutely, great advice. Worcester.
Yeah, so I mean, along with the others, just ask questions as they arise. We are here to answer those, and it's an important and exciting process. So just keep asking questions. And if you are feeling a certain way about a school and maybe you weren't expecting it, or maybe you didn't think that you were going to like that school or like a certain program, talk to someone about it, because this is a process, it is a journey, and so things can change, and you just keep an open mind and be willing to explore options and explore what those kind of feelings are directing you to.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And Whitman.
Yeah, I would say when you're thinking about putting together your applications and your candidacy, definitely keep track of different colleges' deadlines, requirements, and supplements, but don't get too stressed out about the prospect of like being a perfect fit for every college. Try to kind of come as you are and not make your applications too like aspirational for the person you want to be in 4 years. Think of what makes you happy now, what kind of initiatives on campus get you excited now. And those schools have supplements where you can research their specific programs and kind of speak to how like those might suit your interests. We also, when we read applications, all of us in CTCL schools will do so holistically, and we're really interested in who you are outside of the classroom too. So yeah, don't get too in the weeds filling out so many different college applications. Try to like center yourself and think about what's important to you no matter where you go.
I would just jump off of what Richie was saying about being on campus. If you do have the means and the ability, I really encourage students to try and get out to campuses. And I think there's something to this idea of like a gut feeling that you have when you get onto a campus. I think sometimes, at least where I grew up, we got too caught up in numbers and not enough about the feelings as well. And so just an idea of like, if it's a good fit, I think you'll probably feel it in your bones. So yeah, it's my piece of advice.
That's great. Thank you. All right. Awesome. So thank you so much to our presenters. This was a fabulous session. Thank you to all of you out there who are joining us tonight. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We appreciate any feedback you can provide. We encourage you to check back the schedule and sign up for more sessions. You'll be able to find this session's recording as well as the other sessions recording at strivescan.com/CTCL. And thank you all again. Have a wonderful evening.